Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. So tonight I'm out in the shop. As you can tell, whole front end of the truck is torn apart. Went on and pulled the front clip. We were going to just replace fenders, and as you can see over there, got one over there, got a couple of the old ones over there, another good one in the back. But when I started tearing everything apart, here is well, the core support, what was left of it anyways. This side, the area where the body mount is, well, no longer exists. And of course, they don't make a replacement core support for a brick nose truck. So I had the core support from the gasser that I got the fenders from, and it was relatively clean. A few spots of rust in it, not a huge deal. So had to get creative. So right now I'm in the process of building my own. Now I will have to come in, make braces like the factory had. As you can see, my radiator hoop's not perfect. It's got some rust in it. I'm going to wire wheel as much of this out as I can, and then just put a good coat of paint on everything, and hopefully that will get us back where we need to be. But yeah, slow going. I'm not going to record a whole lot of this because it's kind of boring. But yeah, I'll keep at it, try to make sure everything's straight. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll certainly be better than nothing at all. As you can see, here is the remnant of that side of the core support. Passenger side bodywork wasn't attached to the frame at all. I could grab a hold of the front end of the truck and lift the body up off the frame. This side was still attached, but there wasn't much left, and as you can see, the bushings are completely gone. The bolts are trashed. These are shims. So before the core support goes back on, I'm gonna go find some, or make some rubber isolators for the body, get some bolts for it, and stiffen this front end up nicely. But yeah, got some patching to do on this. Got to get rid of all this crap, and we'll get it done. That's the only option at this point. So anyways, let's get at it. Well, I got the three pieces joined together fairly well. It's not perfect, but I think it's a heck of a lot sturdier than what was there. Now, still gotta come in here. I need to cut this area out right here and do a little bit over here, a couple patches, and then a little bit of work right here, and a little brace along in here to make sure that's good. But yeah, we're getting there. With that said, it's closing in on midnight again, and I've got to get up and go to work in the morning, so I am going to shut it down, clean up a little bit, and make sure we don't have anything smoldering laying around. But tomorrow, when I get home from work, I will finish buttoning up this core support and get a good coat of paint on everything. Hopefully start putting this thing back together. The goal is to get the front clip put back together. I still got one other door to swap out, and then the bed comes off. Once the bed is off, I'm gonna pressure wash the cab and the body really well, start sanding and prepping to spray it. Hopefully I can spray this thing either this weekend or early next week, and then finalize putting everything back together and get it back on the road. But anyways, wrapping it up tonight. I'll see you all tomorrow. Well, we're back out here in the shop again tonight, and we have finished up our core support. Got the first coat of paint on the back side, so I'm gonna let this set up real good, and I'll flip it over, do the front, and get everything that I may have missed from a different angle. Do the bottom as well. But while that is drying, I'm going to go on and tear into remounting these fenders. Don't know how much video I'll get doing it. It's pretty straightforward. I'll come over here and kind of show you where everything is. Step over everything. Aside from the inner fender well screws, you have screws all along the inner fender. There's a couple bolts as well, but you've got 2 bolts up here, 1 bolt down here, and 1 bolt right here that holds the fender to the cab itself, and then everything else is on the core support. It's really straightforward to pull these off. Time consuming because of all the fasteners and everything. The first one, pulling it off, took me an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. But the second one only took like 30, because by that point I kind of knew where everything was. I wasn't searching for stuff. But yeah, we'll go on and start bolting the fenders back up loosely, and then we'll get ready to set the core support in place. Now, I did have to do some work to the motor mount, or I did have to do some work to the core support mounts. When I cut the bolts out, it was pretty well rotten out on the top side of both, so I'm gonna have to get creative with mounts, with mount bushings and stuff. Not a big deal, but we'll get everything set in place, figure out the height we need, shim everything up, drill new holes once everything's square, and get it all bolted up. But anyways, gotta get at it. Well, I got the core support flipped over, turned around, and got it fully coated, so it is ready to go. I also got one of the fenders put up in place, which this is going to look substantially better than the last one. I will still come in here and trim this for the tire, but I'm going to roll it as well and make it look a little cleaner than the last one was. But yeah, that went together really easy, but I'm going to have to call it a little early tonight because I found a pretty good sized dent in this fender right here, and I would like to try and knock that out a little bit before mounting it. And I really don't want to start beating on sheet metal this late, because I don't want to wake the wife and kids up or annoy the neighbors, even though they're a ways down the road. Sound really carries out here. But anyways, we will come back out tomorrow night and hopefully get this fender mounted and get the core support back in place, figure out what we're going to do there as far as the body mounts are concerned. Like I said, I did plate over these. So what I think I'm going to do, which the factory mounts were trashed, the upper cushions were not in the greatest of shape, but I think I can use the rubber out of them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not overly worried about the condition of the rubber in the mounts, because there may be a body lift in the future for this thing, just a slight one to help clear the downpipe and stuff like that. But I don't know yet. Haven't decided, and I really don't want to spend another $100 on just 2 bushings right now. Plus, I can't get them for probably another week, and I don't have the time for all of that. So for the time being, we're going to figure out how to way to get this thing back together. If it becomes an issue later, I can always slip these bolts out and replace the body mounts. Easy enough without having to tear the whole front and the back apart. Well, another night down. I did not record much of anything tonight because I needed to get work done. But as you can see, front clip is mostly back together. Pop this hood up. And take a look here. Everything actually fit pretty well. It did take a good bit of tweaking and fiddling to get our gaps relatively close, but everything lined up bolt wise as far as in the fenders and everything goes. Got our AC condenser bolted back up. Now all we got to do is get the radiator back in and get the battery trays and all that stuff back in, hook wiring and stuff back up. But I think I'm going to hold off on that until I get this thing sprayed, because none of that's critical. I'm going to leave all the headlights and stuff out. I may, actually, I take that back. I'm going to put the radiator and cooling system, all that back together, get the batteries back in it, so I can have it drive under its own power and be able to pull back in the shop. That way I don't have to push it, because yeah, this thing's not light. But yeah, it's turning out fairly well. This dent right here really sucks, but there ain't much I can do about it. I'm going to try and clean it up a little bit, but I still have to change this door out, which will fix this nastiness and this gap. But yeah, looks far better than all the rot. And once I do a little work on the ding, it should come out pretty well. This side over here looks really nice. Don't mind the mold and stuff growing on it, but gaps and everything worked out fairly well. But yeah, slowly but surely it's coming back together, and I am getting tired. It's been pretty well late night every night this week and last week, but gotta get it done while the weather's decent, because it's not going to be long and it'll be back in the 20s, and I don't like cold weather. Well, not that cold anyways. And that's the kind of weather I like to just stay inside. But that doesn't always happen. Anywho, I'm rambling, so I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you got any comments, questions, complaints, drop them in the comment section below. If you want to support the channel, you can get our merch, black diesel gear, everything like that at the website. It's www.notsograndgarage.com. Also have a PayPal account set up if you want to make monetary donations to the channel. Link to that is in the video description. If I think of anything that I've used during this little bit of the project, I will drop links to that in the video description as well. If you would, hit that like button. Helps us out quite a bit. It doesn't cost you anything. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.